you want to make history. You want to be the one. You want to be that team. Be the players on that team to make history. It's just you want to go out there and give everything you got.
World Cup was just amazing. You know, it's all that practice for all the years, and that's what you go for.
That will be one of the games that I'll remember forever, only because I helped contribute to that loss.
We never found that vibe that the team like really needed.
It was just a beatdown on us.
Everybody is my enemy, and I have no friends anymore.
It was probably the biggest blunder that Dynasty's ever made.
You don't want to go 4-on-5 against the Russians. That's just one team you really don't want to get a penalty against.
Sure as shit, Infamous beats him down. It's just like, man, you gotta be shitting me.
That just got us fired up. That turned it around to seem like for our squad. I
realized it was impossible for them to win.
We had the chance, and we blew it.
It was the end of a really intense year.
In 2011, they did make a few changes. They made the field just a little bit longer, and they took away the sideline coaching where your actual teammates are coaching each other.
When they made the rule changes and made no coaching on the judo side, of course, it's going to change the game a lot. It goes a lot from players doing every single move just from coaching to players actually being able to put all of it into their head and make up their own game plan and do certain things a certain way to win that game on their own.
If we want to be creative and make sneaky moves, we can go down there. We can bunker out people rather than just trading out people. We can bunker people clean and get another guy maybe and change the whole field.
I really like the rule change. It took a while to get used to, but as you adapt, like you now see those big long runs that these guys are making that you can't really see on the snake side, and that's what people want to see, is these huge moves that are game changing. So once all these Dorito players are adapting, it's truly changed X-Ball.
I remember Ashton playing really good. That was his first tournament pro, and that's one of those things. you really see what a kid's made of when he first jumps up to the pro bracket.
Just played lights out. I mean, I think by far he's our best player at the tournament. He played really, really good.
I was less mad when Oliver left than just disappointed. It made sense, you know, like he got to kind of make his living in paintball by making that move. I could tell that he really wanted to come back and play with us. You know, I could tell that he wanted to be playing paintball for fun again. He became a part of the team instantly, and it was definitely a huge boost right away.
Our very first game out, we lost Ironman, but usually that happens to us. We always come out the first game either slow, and then, you know, we'll be down 3 or 4 points, and then we'll bring it back. We come 2 weeks before the event, so it gives them plenty of time to do the jet lag, the whole deal. The jet lag doesn't affect it all because they have plenty of time to rest up and we have plenty of time to practice. So the first game was always a doozy for us, and then after that we kind of picked it up.
Essentially, it was kind of a weird year. We went 2-2, I think, every tournament. And at Galveston in particular, we pretty much thought we were in for sure. We needed Damage to beat Infamous, which was the last game in our bracket. Damage was up 5-1, and I remember we were all watching the game. We were like, okay, good, we should be in. And Infamous ended up coming back and winning.
How about this right here? Hey, you guys see what happens when we believe and we come together, and everyone goes out there and gets 110 fucking percent, and everybody says, "Fuck no, you're not shooting my brother." Yeah, that's what we come away with the fucking victory.
We had a good showing all the way up until Sunday.
under our ace cards, man. Let's let them go.
Down on me. I'm the one with sorrows. I'm the one with the world who'd believe in my reality. I don't care at all. It's just too hard to go. It's the only way, and I thought that you should know. This is your life. Don't leave it behind. Take a chance, you'll find your way.
Let this fucking sit in. Fucking feel how fucking shit this feels. Let's not let it fucking get much better, alright? You gotta fucking play smarter than you've ever fucking played if you want to win this tournament. I'll tell you right now, we're gonna fucking win this tournament.
You know, Infamous was playing pretty well. Figured it was going to be a tough game, and it was pretty even, but I felt like we just outlasted them, you know.
Breathing's harder these days. Breathing's payments I pay. What's the point of going on today? Was this life even real? Were you even there? What else is there to believe in? I don't care at all. It's just too hard to go. It's the only way, and I thought that you should know. This is your life. Don't leave it behind. Take a chance, you'll find your way.
The prelim game against the Russians was our wake-up call for the tournament. You know, we usually need one.
1 minute. Hold on 1 minute, dude. Relax.
We beat them in the prelims convincingly. It was like 7-2, 7-3.
And I think that it kind of changed the way that we were going to play the field.
This is what I want to see, okay? I want to see fucking paper. I want to see fucking names. I want to see fucking bunkers.
I almost felt like that loss did us a favor. Like I said before, you know, they taught us a lot. We would have to play virtually mistake-free, but we felt that we were up to that. Going into the game against the Russians, it was definitely a very confident feeling.
Coming into the finals, like playing against them, you know, beating everybody, I thought, you know, we had a good chance, but they turned it up.
I'm sorry for everything I've done to you. I know you're afraid. I know you'll make it through. I'm sorry for
Our guys were making it out there and their guys weren't.
you. I know you're afraid. I know you'll make it through tonight.
We just could not get out to the corners or to the snake. Everybody was getting shot, just getting torched. I remember Yosh just in the back center just would not go in.
This is your life. Don't leave it behind. Take a chance, you'll find your way. This is the night where you make things right. I'm screaming to you. Don't you feel away?
I want this feeling every day. I want to go home for the next fucking weeks, practice, fucking whatever it is, live my day-to-day life and have a smile on my face because I play on the best paintball team in the world.
We truly felt that we could and we should win every tournament.
The scary thing is we're only gonna get better, okay? We work harder, we want it more than anybody. I guarantee you we can win every fucking tournament this year like we used to do it, okay? Let's go, somebody do it.
It's always big, you know, but at the end of the tournament, if you won, it's a big relief. If we fall short, then it's really disappointing, and if we win, it's like, oh, good, all right, we did it. You know, did what we were supposed to do.
It was definitely a milestone in my career, as everything I ever wanted, especially playing with Vicious. I couldn't ask for a better team. A lot of the people, especially, try to act like they're not really nervous or anything, but yeah, my first point, my first event, my first game against another team, I was definitely really nervous. But after that first buzzer rang, it was fine from there. Just snapped out of it and just played paintball.
My reach, so awesome. Hate unplentiful, bet it was so beautiful. Yo, bitch, so positive. Got me in my prime, I could write you in my rhyme. Lying if I ain't said I'm flying on this. Signing on the same page you tried to enlist. Pass the blue rope, acting like we own the place. Vacuum up that red carpet, trying to clean space. And we chasing, amazing, I'm ice, and I'm might. In the light, we ignite. For the right type of typical product is so critical. Words gotta catch, beat got the physical. We lay smooth, chasing with the nice groove. Lacing with the bass and encase it within this mic booth. It's all heaters, changes like a creature. I can feel your vibe breaking through the places of my speaker. And you don't know me, but I bet you gon' be knowing me now.
She don't know me like that. She know me.
And they ain't knowing, but I'm knowing that they wanna be just like this.
I think she know me now. She know me
and
now.
you don't know me, but I bet you gon' be knowing me now.
She don't know me like that. She know me.
And now I'm knowing that I'm knowing. Thought you wanted me just like this. I thought you wanted me just like this.
Grimy, that's how you find me. Where the sheets get sweaty, the blind be sight seen. Always on that green, jolly alley oxen, freaking till my eyes bleed. All bloody, memorized the book, never had to study. Never been a crook, but I stolen glitter and golden. Taken from the young and give it back to the olden. You know she know me now. She got all fancy to see me. I guess we homies now. Yeah, she like the way my voice go. I told her la da 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 hit the toy store. Cause this is grown man, hair up on my chest plate. I got no time for games, this is my workplace. That's when the earth shake, home court, whole state. We rally Cali from the border to the Gulf
and
Gate.
You don't know me, but I bet you gon' be knowing me now.
She don't know me like that. She know me.
And they ain't knowing, but I'm knowing that they wanna be just like this.
She know me now. She know me.
And you don't know me, but I bet you gon' be knowing me now.
She don't know me like that. She know me.
And now I'm knowing that I'm knowing. Thought you wanted me just like this. Thought you wanted me just like this. Now I'm in everything, get it, the lateral takes flight. Wings like a bow, be ready, bring fuel. Feed 5-4, fresh, full of the best. And yes, it's so simple, bags back, bring your mental. The night prowler, wild and Jabberwocky, shatter hits like hockey, punches part of the bit. Watch me illuminate like the owl on my air flight. Glare so tight, you can swim in a stair fight.
I think I just might let my ship sail, got about the north and it's set a course for a source, the source coming short for the encore. You want more? What better way to make it? Salivate, wait, attack the basics. My lips have failed, me bow nothing. We like this,
and you don't know me, but I bet you gon' be knowing me now.
She don't know me like that. She know me.
And they ain't knowing, but I'm knowing that they wanna be just like this.
I think she know me now. She know me
and
now.
You don't know me, but I bet you gon' be knowing me now.
She don't know me like that. She know me.
And now I'm knowing that I'm knowing. Thought you wanted me just like this. I thought you wanted me just like this.
She know about it in the daylight. She getting high to me. She only about it when the fade's right. She got an eye to me.
You know, you go into every game, when you're at the tournament, you want to win every game. And Tampa, even though they had already lost 2 games and they were out, you know, they felt like they had something to prove. They wanted to win their last game of the tournament, and we were already in, and for some reason it didn't feel as important, you know, and I think that probably tipped the scales.
These fuckers are down and out, okay? They got nothing to lose, you know what? They're gonna fucking come at us, they're gonna play fucking strong paintball, man. These guys are competent paintball players. Play like this is the finals, okay? All day long, you leave it on this fucking field, you want it more than these assholes. Let's go! Hey, show the Russians what they gotta fucking play tomorrow. Let's go.
We might have gotten a couple penalties, but Mesa got one. Then we all got together like right after the match, and people were still pretty heated. You know, people were frustrated with losing that badly. People were disappointed, and I think most of all, Mike was disappointed. He called Mesa out, and there was definitely an exchange of words. And
Relax. You're getting fucking major after major, and you feel the fucking balls hitting you. Pull yourself the fuck out, man.
No melting.
I was talking first. Just shut the fuck up. Hey, fucking shut retarded. Up. Shut up, Mike. Mike, come on. Listen, I said it. I said Mike. Come on. You were hit in the hip. You guys, let me talk, okay?
It kind of created a little bit of a rift in the system. I think what a lot of people don't understand about Mike is that he's one of the most competitive guys out there, and he's fiery. He's got a good heart. He's got his way of doing things, you know?
I'm waiting for a sign to come my way. I'm taking my time. Sorry for the delay. I couldn't be more satisfied with what I have done. I'll never be what everyone thought I'd become.
С теми парнями, с кем мы опять финал прошли. Постоянно болтают всякую хуйню, ересь на поле, за полем. Так что пускай болтают. Главное, так, то есть, стреляет на поле.
I'll be here when you fall, to look you in the eyes and tell you I was right all along. I'll stand right by your side, to whisper in your ear now who's the one that doesn't belong, who doesn't belong. You'll have to suffice. You live by their plan. Just take my advice. Get out while you can. W-I-N! 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 W-I-N!
Hey, this is our fucking shit. Start feeling this shit, okay? Come on, boy. We're getting tighter, we're getting stronger, we're getting faster, we're getting fucking better. And they're fucking scared, dude. Everybody's fucking scared because this is DYNIFT! One, two, three, 10!
Finals game, we were playing against the Russians. It was a relatively tight game, but we were up on points. Things just kind of fell apart.
I'll be here when you fall, to look you in the eyes and tell you I was right all along. I'll stand right by your side, to whisper in your ear now who's the one that doesn't belong. I'm wrong 'cause I know what I want. There is no guarantee, there is no safety. I'm wrong 'cause I know what I want. I will live my life free with my friends beside me.
All I could hear was my dad on the sideline. The whole time, all I could hear him, he wasn't even saying where they were. All he was saying was, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. Like, that's all I heard the whole time he was saying, just screaming it.
J-Rab ended up, he took initiative. I mean, you gotta hand it to the guy. He knew what had to be done, and he made it happen. I think that our guys kind of just got settled in on, okay, we're gonna win if we just sit here. It was probably the biggest blunder that Dynasty's ever made.
And I literally try to go down the snake, turn back, grab the flag, and then go down the field again, and then run back to the A. And then from the A, I run the flag all the way in. I do not remember doing that at all. All I remember is running to the flag and going to the A. It was nuts. You can't even explain, what happened and how it happened. I mean, seriously, how did that happen? And he was pointing his gun that way too, and I just don't know how he didn't shoot me either. Like, anyone else would have been like, tried to, get me anyways, but somehow I snuck through his lane. Like, it literally couldn't have been laid out and played out any better. Just the way it happened was perfect. Perfect. I was like, Coach Max, you got to put me back out there. I was like, after all that, I had to be back out there. So I ditched the beanie because I was literally on fire. I thought I was going to pass out. If I would have played another point after that point, it would have been over for me. I would have probably passed out on the field. Yeah, me and Mouse just traded with each other in the snake. It came down to a 1-on-1. Once we traded, it was a 2-on-1 against his Fedorov Malloy. versus Spitz on the Dorito side. So Fedorov, you know, he did the right thing, come streaking down the Snake side. He could have been a little slower, but Spitz put a good shot. Only one ball, that's all you need. Put a good shot in his pack, and then it came down to a one-on-one. I was like, oh no. As soon as I saw that happen, I was like, it's over, it's over. That's what I was thinking walking off the field when I was watching the game. And I just see Malloy get up and run. I'm like, this is not happening. This is not happening. And literally Spitz, he was here. And then once he switched, Malloy ran. And like I said, that whole match and tournament couldn't have been played any better. Like, the way that it just happened, like I said, was perfect. It was perfect. The way, you know, I hung the flag and the way we brought it to overtime, and then Malloy won a one-on-one against Spitz. I mean, for the win, a one-on-one, bunkers him. I mean, come on. You can't play it any better than that.
Like, looking back now, I say that was probably the biggest blunder that Dynasty has made, you know, since the start of Dynasty.
Shit fucking makes you want to go in that fucking corner and blow up right now. Because we knew we could have done this, and we fucking just pissed it away. This is gonna be a long fucking flight home. A long fucking flight home. Next tournament, 7-1, 7-2, I want to see a fucking beating on whoever stands on the other side of the field. Not the Legion, every fucking team. Cross-eyed, Impact, everyone. Feel this, goddammit. This is fucking gumption. This is a fucking friendship. Get your fucking faces in here and fucking believe this. Let's go, boys! Motherfucker, okay? Team on 3. 1, 2, 3, 10!
It never should have gotten to that point, you know? It never should have gone to overtime.
After we beat them in Chicago, they kind of, you know, went downhill. They were making it to the finals. They were staying consistent. They just couldn't get that, you know, first place again.
In New Jersey, yeah, that was one thing that kind of came to surprise everybody. Why the Russians not play well? Or
we went there, you know, we were prepared. It just, you know, it didn't turn out how we wanted it. But going out there and going 1-3 is just sad. I think we take last place? Something like that. It must have been close. 1-3, you're not up there. There's no really words for the way that you lose that way, you know? There's no way to explain it. There's no reason to make up excuses. It happened, and we did not play good.
It was like a 2-snake field.
I loved it because I wanted to go back to playing the snake so bad.
For our team, it's good because we can adapt to anything. We have so many people that can play Doritos, snakes, and our sweet spotting is amazing. So in that field, it made a lot of small bunkers on the ends, made a lot of people run into our guns, so it benefited us more than it did anything.
The strategy on that field, I think, was pretty clear to the team. It was like win the first couple points and then play defensively. That's what was working for us.
Take what you want. Fucking want it? Taking it from them is more fun than just fucking having someone hand it to you. Shit, let's go out there and be the team that fucking takes it, fucking does it our way. Vicious paintball.
Let's go, motherfuckers. Come out. Go. It's fucking hard. Come out fucking swinging. Come out fucking sweaty. All right? We're gonna fucking set the precedence down.
I'm not scared of the gun you hold to my head. I'll just keep looking on like I always do, 'cause there's a million lights up there shining through, but which one leads to you? To you again?
was probably the worst event I think that we've ever played. I think we didn't win a match. That's the first time I ever lost in front of my mom. I've won every time that she's come. I had my girl come out for the first time to watch paintball, and it wasn't a good showing. It was just a beatdown on us. The other team had the game plan that perfectly fit what we were doing, and they were able to shoot us out and just shoot our wide guys and then come in and close down the field and finish off the guys that are left over or who are trying to get out and make the field wide again and getting chopped down. And it was just, same thing over and over again. It was just, they had the perfect game plan for our game plan. It was just a rough event.
I thought we were gonna win the event. Like, all of us had that vibe that everything was like completely perfect. Like, all the plays were working. Like, everybody was on point.
Hey boys, as of now, we didn't accomplish shit. All right, let's win this fucking tournament.
It came down to that tiebreaker. It was like a 3-way tie between us, Impact, and Damage. We beat Damage. We lost to Impact by 1.
First 2 days were beautiful. They were 70 degrees all day, just perfect weather.
The weather was good the first 2 days, and then the last day we needed a snorkel because we were diving through mud.
After the second day, it just never stopped the rain, and it was just constant heavy rain.
It rained a lot, and it got really, really shitty.
We were shooting from the hip because of the smoke coming out of the guns.
We taped our barrels and poked the holes in the bottom so the smoke goes down instead of coming up into your vision.
That's probably why we won, because we're all good hip shooters.
Just the way that field played out, even when I was playing the front spot, I was carrying 9 pods. I mean, it was pretty much just a shooting game, and they sort of just were forced to, once we got up, I think 4-1 or something like that, they were forced to come, and then at that point, they're just running through guns.
We're a hard team to battle through. If we get ahead, we're good at hiding, we're good at shooting lanes, we're good at sweet spotting, so normally they have to change their game plan because they can't make it wide at all on us, ever really.
I mean, the way that it broke down was that we lost the first 2 points, and we were trying to fight out of the hole, and we were basically playing against a team that was skilled and was employing the same strategy that we were using that was working.
We're afraid to make moves and don't make dumb moves, okay? I agree. Don't make dumb moves, but still make fucking moves.
I mean, as people say, they say we play slow and stuff, but we just play smart. If we're up, there's no reason for us to throw ourselves at them. We're just going to let them run into our guns, that they're forced to make the move.
We could have easily sat, and it could have been 3-0. Or it could have been 4-1, but it was the finals. There was no point differential. You have to win or you are second place,
We tried to push it together. Yeah, exactly. Line 2, Ryan.
3 extra Ks, motherfucker! There's fucking 5 minutes left!
Dude, that game just right.
It wasn't much of a game, to be honest. Not to be insulting or anything. It's just I do my job, and for some reason I shoot 2 people like in the first 5-10 seconds, and then after that, I don't know. It felt easy.
You guys.
I think we're more animated to get a hot shower and leave than to actually experience it sitting there cold, shivering.
For the conditions and the field and the way the tournament was going, it's like we tried our hardest to win,
You know what? Fucking at the end of the day, we gotta practice harder and be fucking better. And you know what? We've fucking taken the first place and 2 second places. And fucking the last thing to do is fucking win World Cup. And that's what really fucking matters.
We tried, soaking wet and cold. Let's go to the events.
It was a muddy event.
Coming into World Cup, we all felt like we were coming in hot. We hadn't won events, we had been DQ'd from DC, like all these other terrible things had happened. And we practiced for World Cup all the week before, and we were all feeling good.
Yeah, we picked up Damian Ryan and Brad McCurley. They fit right in with us.
They're a great little combination, They're very good at making their own moves and working together to kind of blow down that snake side. And they're both phenomenal players on their own, so it was a big pickup for us.
We never found that vibe that the team really needed, except for New Jersey, because Damian and Brad are our boys, and they've previously played on Shock, and it was just once they were there and we were playing really well, we were stoked. So, and then they dipped out, and it was just oh my god, here we go again.
When you're at the point where you can win 3 in a row, you really want to win 3 in a row. You want to make history. You want to be the one. You want to be that team. Be the players on that team to make history. It's just you want to go out there and give everything you got. So we were prepared, and we went out there, every single game wanting to win 3 in a row. To get that 3-peat.
World Cup 2011 was pretty much a home event. I lived 40 minutes away from the field, so I had all my family out there and everything. Playing for the home crowd is definitely makes you more motivated to succeed.
It was the end of a really intense year. Lock up the series, win the tournament, have a great year. You know, we've got this super stacked roster. All these guys are having a great time. And that was the feeling going into it, you know. And honestly, that was the feeling each game and each match and going into Sunday as well. You know, it was just, let's roll over these guys and win our tournament, and then we can ride out of here, you know.
Give a little bit, don't rip away. Fill your lungs, now hold it tight. Blood stand still, heart go fight. I take a hit, somebody high at the top. Been a long time coming, gotta shake the ladder. Gotta take the dream, gotta feel me with always right next. Now what could it hurt with that boost, let it work. You got it, now you left it, but we lost. Fascinated with that fly, that quick rush with a fix. Come on and give me that high. Gotta take me higher before I melt that sky, melt that sky. We quit sleep, I can't close my eyes. It's all working, no play. We quit sleep, don't wanna miss a thing. It's all working, no play. We quit sleep, and I can't close my eyes. It's all working, no play. We quit sleep, don't wanna miss a thing. It's all working, no play. I'm avant-garde, they seem artsy like Andre. Spit a chirp to the birds get jealous, un loco hombre. I hate these pipelines like a Saudi. I'm summertime in Alaska, I last for months. Raise the sun, make my clock skip a beat stunner. My sneaker drip runner, canyon marathon from the gun. I'm a count sheep, bleed box, that's my detox. Daydreams of my shit, make it easy. Life mask, man like burn skin, tall, earn blast, burn cash, green feet fast, run water, cool down, quench love, laugh. I'm a artiste, antique, beat rider, street team, deep preach, each street fighter fast, firm the sky, my hair hell high, nasty, no sleep, fast, from with dirt cheap. Lay the way to the work, for place of the day, but a train catch my 40 wins. When they drain my spine, they'll find my hard drive has hyperlinks. One bite each, feel like and sink, get picked, it'll tickle the center. A fight to the end, type of 10 attempts, your tantrum spawn to run. I'm on a craft like the rhythm become a steady drop. My rest, I perkin' like life's a coffee shop. All work, sleep like a jerk, play like a merry flow, vary like a da-da-da-da-da.
Sleep is the cousin of death, well I'm the son of life. We run the night and walk where the thunder strikes. Plunder mics, the hungry type, pillage your image. The beats are antique, so our vocals are vintage. Incision, listen, envision, this isn't wanting or wishing, itching to wake 'em up, baking stuff up, it's a kitchen we call studio living. Loving the getting and giving, crucified and have risen like I just got out of prison.
The Russian match was really fun, obviously, until we got that major, because all the guys that were playing. I mean, they were on fire.
We were up 2 points with like 3 minutes to play. There was a big point. We had four. We were playing 4-on-4 for one of the points, and we ended up winning it. But Devin got a major.
We had position. I think Archie was already in the snake, and Devin was up in the Doritos. We had field position. Numbers were close to even.
I just remember seeing him run down the field, and I was thinking in my head he wouldn't be doing that unless he had it, you know. And then as soon as it happens, he's running down the field. I shoot J-Rap. The other guy walks off, so I grab the flag, and I see a red flag come up. So I'm thinking the Russians just got a major. I'm running the flag in. Well, as soon as I get there, I look back and I realize they just gave the fucking red flag to Devin.
Devin takes off down the Dorito side to go stick a guy, and you know, from my perspective, I could see him get shot a few steps before he got there, and thinking he was gonna pull up, and then he didn't. He just kept going, and next thing I know, blanket party, you know, red flags flying, and I knew right there that's you don't want to go 4-on-5 against the Russians. That's just one team you really don't want to get a penalty against, and it was unnecessary. I mean, we were in a position to kind of dig those last 2 guys out. We didn't need to make some big ballistic play. And I'm getting a major penalty, and it pretty much cost us the match.
It looked like they got the penalty from our side because he got shot in the front. You can't play a team like that 4-on-5 and expect to win.
I mean, they actually ended up winning the match the next 3 points, if I'm not mistaken. With like 8 seconds left on the score clock, it was just a total nail biter. The last point they won in like 45 seconds. So it was like we were kind of thinking it was going to go into overtime. And ended up just digging out and winning that last point. And that was just like, shit, man, you gotta be kidding me.
If it's 10 seconds left in the game, World Cup Finals, you're down a point, and you have to make it, you have to make it. You know, and if you gotta ride that line, you ride the line. But when it's not necessary, you just can't take those risks. It'll end your season.
And that's fine. We still had a chance if we won the next game. We beat them, and then we're watching the Russian infamous game, which has our, you know, it's our fate. And granted, the Russians are playing, so it's just like if the Russians win, we're going on too.
And then we went against Russians. Gave them their only loss.
It was one of those games where we started off slow and we just couldn't bring it back.
It was make or break for us. You know, we dropped to Tampa, so then we had to play Russians and finish out strong. You know, we were on point.
Sure as shit, Infamous beats them down. It's just like, man, you gotta be shitting me.
After giving the Russians such a close game, they had the option to just kind of not need to win that game. And I don't want to say they threw it, but I definitely saw some weird shit on that game.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't leave it in the hands of someone else to get you in. And I hate when I have my back against the wall and I'm anticipating and trying to help out another team and get them to win so it gets us in. And it's just like, you know, you should have done the work before all this happened.
The biggest thing is, yeah, as soon as you put it in someone else's hand, you're just waiting for disappointment.
They just need to play better. Tell Colt that, you know.
Vicious has always been that main core of kids from Omaha. That's the biggest thing that we try to play off of, is we've been that team that stuck together through Division III in 2005. We're always going to go off of that mentality, being that homegrown team from Omaha.
We'd grown up together, we've all played together. We wanted to win just as we had before with the same guys that we had.
We lost to them in overtime. That was a brutal match. We wanted that more than anything. Bruno was giving us like our breakout plan and everything, and he just told me to run and shoot as far as I could down the snake. I went all the way out there, like ran a shot up to the 50 snake. Everything like worked out so fast. I think it was like a 30-second point. It was so sweet.
How did you do that?
Tied it up, went to overtime, and then lost that point.
What the fuck? Yeah, you did make him throw his gun.
What the fuck? God
Yeah, so soon it's got at the end. If we would have won that and then put up points against Dynasty or beat them, we would have went on. When we lost to Vicious, it's like, all right, here we go again, another tournament. where we have to grind it out like even harder.
I remember Aftershock was playing really well that event. One of my teammates gets put down, make a mark, you know, like, okay, it was that guy, or it was those two guys, or it was, you know, those four guys were on the field or whatever. Or if I can't figure out who it is, then okay, it was those guys in green jerseys, you know. But it's a sport and it's about professionalism, and the best way to really beat somebody is to knock them out of the tournament or to beat them. Yeah, if I get the chance to fuck somebody up after they fucked up my guy, then great. But I'm happy just to shoot him in the pack off the break and not let him play paintball also. You guys shot the shit out of McCormick. Fuck you. I think we shot the shit out of a bunch of your guys and we won, so double fuck you.
I think it was like built up over the whole year. Chris has been working really hard, like as an individual player, to like get everything going for Shock. I mean, we've been together for such a long time that like we've wanted to win with our friends in Chicago and like with the Aftershock name when we were there.
Coming into the pros, we knew it was going to be a challenge, but yeah, after that like year and a half of just not even making it out of the prelims, it was probably the most frustrating thing we've ever had to deal with in paintball. If you don't know about the Vicious Red jersey, it was in our D2 year. We noticed Tiger Woods, he always wore a red jersey on Sunday, and that we could tell that's when he was the most focused, and we kind of thought that'd be cool to bring in paintball. So every time we made Sunday, it became the Red Sunday jerseys, and as soon as we put that jersey on, like, our mentality will literally change.
You're a different fucking team when we wear these red jerseys. No one has fucking seen you play in this jersey.
When I got to do that World Cup, I put the red jersey on and I felt like a mood change come over me.
Every time we put that jersey on, it's a big honor for any Vicious member.
It was a pretty crazy morning because I woke up and I had my girl calling and letting me know that she might be going into labor. And I was like, what? Might be? She's like, I'll call you back. So I was like, okay. And I look at my phone and my mom had just wrote me and she's like 4 centimeters dilated. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I gotta go. And I had to leave mid-match.
I remember playing the Russians in the morning, you know, everyone was probably a little too high, honestly, from the win that we had. You know, everyone tries to keep a level head, but when you beat a team like that who has this big renowned name, it's hard not to. So I remember going in against them, we were down points right away.
You've got to turn this around, pick your feet up off the ground. This is your moment, this is your breakdown. Don't let it hurt you, don't let it go. Your confidence kills you, this cripples consumes you. This is what you wished for, and don't let it go.
knows that the Russians are good at adjusting mid-game, you know? So then you give them overnight to adjust, they're going to do really well against you the next morning.
Everyone's like, oh, they win because of the coaches. It's not their coaches playing out there. It's their players playing out there. So when they say that we went back and we studied, and it's all the coaches and it's the coaching and it's the staff that, you know, makes us win, that's absolute bullshit.
It's 50-50. You don't learn from winning, you know? You don't know what you've done wrong because you're winning. So you come out with the same game plans and they figure you out.
To hear people, because we were winning, to say that it was all the coaches is just, you know, it sucks as the players. You know, everyone's saying it, and I see it in interviews, and that it's just because all the coaches. It sucks. It sucks hearing that.
On Sunday when we put on that red jersey, it was just like 2 years, a whole 2 years of frustration just went out the door.
The big feeling was relief. Like I was like, okay, finally we got here. Now let's win this game and make top 4. It was under 2 minutes or a minute 30. If we hold that down, then we win the game. Game plan, I mean, is really get everybody out to the spots that they need to be in to lock the game down so that we can control lanes, get your guns up, and don't stop shooting.
The last point, I was in the snake, and Trevor was on my inside. It was just ended up being us two at the end of the point. I knew they had to come because watching the time on the clock tick down, they had to do something. They were down by 1. And I know Paxton he ran down the wire, he got me, and I kind of stood up, and I didn't shoot my gun, but I pointed it at him or whatever. And he tried to get like a spinning penalty or something, but
The guy in the snake spun all the way around to shoot me as I'm shooting him in the
That was
back.
a major all day yesterday.
You guys don't pull reds for major or for spinning at all. I don't understand why
I
not.
watched the time on the clock and realized it was impossible for them to win. I just walked back to my pit.
We held them off, time went out, we were up by 1, and we were going into the Final Four.
We ended up playing Vicious in the semis.
It was a quick game. They didn't really adjust their game plan, and like I said, we had the best sweet spotters in the game.
And we just honestly were able just to run through them.
We basically were playing them 5-on-3 every game, and that makes it easy for me. I look good. I can just sit there and shoot my gun on 5-on-3 and not do anything. I don't even think I killed anybody. Just closed my eyes.
They couldn't pretty much stop us. We would shoot them off break and then have a free run at them.
They kill everybody, and I run the flag back. I take it from them. Hero.
I was told that this was a mistake. I hear that this is how it should be. I was told that I am gonna break, and there's nothing left for me. Fall into your arms, take me away. 'Cause there's no one here, there's only room to fear for my life. Take me away. Somewhere far from here, so my mind can clear. I never thought it'd be this way, so far from any sympathy. I'm still holding on. I know that soon will come a day where you will realize everything. Fall into your arms, take me away. 'Cause there's no one here, there's only room to fear for my life. Take me away, somewhere far from here, so my mind can clear.
I think before we played that semifinals game, we had already locked up the overall. I think a lot of people watching were like, holy shit, Dynasty is rolling, you know? They look unstoppable, but yeah, we weren't. Fuck, man. That was a ball drainer.
We're still learning. We're still, one of our biggest goals as of now is to beat Damage. And yeah, going into that game, we got penalties and just all that type of stuff happened. And yeah, it ended up being a pretty big gap. We were pretty bummed, but also at that point, we finally did put on that red jersey and got a win in that red jersey.
They were playing awesome too in that event.
Finally being in pro and beating those teams, I feel like we actually have at least a little respect now, hopefully. So
The feeling of coming up short in World Cup was not nearly as bad as the feeling of coming up short in Chicago. I hate to keep going back to that, but that's a mark in Dynasty's history, and I hope it's a mark in all of the guys that were on our team for that tournament. I hope it's a mark in their paintball history. There's been years where it was difficult to say that I wanted to just keep doing it, but lately it's been really, really fun, you know? I like all the guys that are kind of the up-and-comers. I really enjoy playing with Ryan and Alex and Oliver, you know, as I always have. Personally, I feel like I'm playing some of the best paintball that I've ever played, and I'm old as shit, you know? But I feel good out there, you know, and a lot of it has to do with the guys that are around me, making me feel good, you know, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm having fun. And having fun breeds confidence, and confidence helps you to win.
They're not the kind of team that, you know, needs to be hyped up. They've never been that style. You know, the whispers kind of bring you together a little more.
We knew it was going to be a good game at World Cup playing against the Russians.
When you're playing the Russians, it's not intimidation factor, it's just you've got to respect them. The Russians have some of the best gun game out there, you know. If you gunfight with them, I mean, their shots are going to be on point. You don't get those little extra chances you might have with some other people.
We also knew how well we were playing on this field. Every team we played there, we made sure that they played our game. Within the first 3 or 4 points, we put it on them pretty hard.
Yeah, playing against Dave, considering he was on our team on Russian Legion the year before, not only is it tough because he is a break shooter and he's probably one of the best in the game, but also he's one of my best friends. So going out there, you know, you're playing your best friends, but I take the kind of attitude where I obviously I have friends, but those friends now become my enemy because they're in the way of what I need to succeed. Everybody is my enemy and I have no friends anymore.
These guys know that on paper that they're expected to lose. I was like, just confirm what their subconscious is telling them.
My line wasn't even doing that great. I think we lost the first 3 points for our squad. The squad 2, they won every point, I think, for the entire match.
I did get a major. Getting a major sucks. You don't want to be that guy in the finals match to get a major.
I'll be alright, still hanging on these promises. You're beautiful, you're all I need, all I want, all I know. You're beautiful, you're all I need. You took a gamble here on my lost cause. I needed you to know. Let's spend the weekend here at home and turn off our cell phones and turn off all the games. time to be alone. Let's spend the weekend here at home and turn off our cell phones and turn off all the internet. It's time to be alone.
Hey, listen to me. World fucking Cup. Hey, just smart paintball. It doesn't matter. One more.
And Jacob had a huge point. I actually just got out of the box. I believe 3 of their guns pretty much turned on me, and as I was walking by, I look over and see Jacob running the highway.
Somehow I made an amazing move, bunkering the 50 Dorito, shooting their back Dorito guy, and then shooting the snake guy in less than 5 seconds.
Jacob did that one move down the Dorito side.
That just got us fired up.
That turned it around, it seemed like, for our squad after that went through. I felt like our squad was unstoppable, and the other squad was already unstoppable.
Let's spend the weekend here at home and turn off our cell phones and turn off all the internet. It's time to be alone. Let's spend the weekend here at home and turn off our cell phones and turn off all the internet. It's time to be alone.
That will be one of the games that I'll remember forever, only because I helped contribute to that loss. When we lost, it was just like, fuck, can't believe this just happened. We had the chance and we blew it. Winning one is tough. So 3 in a row, I just, it's one of those things where like, fuck, didn't happen.
Even though we win events and stuff, nothing was like the World Cup, like at all. I mean, World Cup was just amazing, It's all that practice for all the years, and that's what you go for.
Yeah, I made it to World Cup in 2011.
Alex went in to get his wisdom teeth pulled. For whatever reason, he got infected, so they give him an antibiotic naturally. But for some reason, this antibiotic wasn't working, so they switched to another antibiotic, and this one's not working. So now the doctors are wondering, why is this happening? So it's just had a chance that he happened to get his wisdom teeth taken out that they found out that he has leukemia.
It took a long time to be able to get out of bed even, just like from what I was a couple months ago to where I am now, being able to actually play and run around and stuff. It's amazing. Like, they gave me the trophy and everything. That was awesome as well.
I really wish he was out there playing with us, but I mean, he's really lucky to even be alive, and it was really special to have him out there.
As soon as I can, I want to play with Damage again, and from what they say, they're all a bunch of liars, but I know they miss me.
Those kids are lucky. I sat down with them like, you guys have no idea. Like, I've played paintball since I was like 13 or 14, and I would have no idea how to handle this. You can see, how they act and stuff. Like, it means the world to them.
Like, I was just wilding out,
I'm the youngest player to win World Cup in the Pro Division.
Yeah, that was my first World Cup win for sure, and I couldn't explain it. I was crying, and like me and the team owner were crying because I was even telling like a lot of the Dynasty guys, Oliver and Alex. I was like, now I know how you guys feel every time you win a World Cup or something. I was like, it's awesome, and I'll never forget that one ever.
I shouldn't have done that. You're recording right now? Just plugging it up somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm just a suicide missile. I just get cruised in there. So when they say snake off the break, I just don't even ask questions. I just go.
We went flawless until Todd.
He's pushed his limits. He's pushed his limits.
My God, you gotta be kidding.
You think you're the fastest player in the league?
I think so. Me and Keith are pretty quick.
Yeah, I kind of think I'm one of the faster players in the league right now.
Gear on, yeah, I think I'd be there.
I consider myself the fastest player in the league, yes.
Shane?
Yeah.
Shaner's fast.
I can't even remember who he played at Cup, to be honest with you. I really can't.
Yeah, it was Eric Humphreys. Oh, he tried to come wire down me, and he just came a little wide, so I saw his entire body coming, so I just stood over the top and just shot him to the ground. It kind of just turned away from me and just walked away.